Hey, what's up? So we was at the clinic and for the post-op, and so they removed the bandages, as I said, and they gave me a shampoo wash, um, and also actually let me dial it back real quick because this is real time raw and uncut because that's what I want to give it to you, raw and uncut at all times, right? Um, they actually gave me the shampoo and product stuff prior. So whichever person you go with, uh, hair transplant company you go with, they're usually going to give you a complimentary set along with your fee to wash your hair and stuff like that. So they do it first and they show you a little bit by example. They're not telling you, but you know they put a foam on your head and they let it sit there for like 20 minutes, and then they slow wash your hair very carefully, and certain things like that. And then you're gonna have a person that consults with you about the treatment, about certain things, um, post care. Everything is about post care. So you're gonna get reminders of taking your medical protocols after surgery because they're stressing that to make sure you take it. All right. Um, and I say surgery because it is a surgery. Even though it's minor, it's still a surgery. Make no mistakes about that. And so, um, as the day went along, um, I would say an hour or two passed by because there was other clients and patients that was there as well. And when they unbandaged me once again, I was very happy about what I saw. And when they washed it, this is what what this came about. So I'm going to bring it up a little closer so you can see, so you can get a real better look in the front as to what this looks like. Right, and once again, my head is still swollen, and we're still in the healing process. Okay, but I am very happy. I am very happy as to what my head looks like right now. My hairline looks like. Um, Even some of the other clients that was in the same space as me, um, that saw me before and they saw after, they're like, even though we know this is just, but I look amazing. So even right now, I'm getting the feedback, not that I necessarily need, but I'm glad I'm getting that feedback because from the onset right now, I know I've up to this point, I've known that I made the right choice. And I'm a harsh critic of myself because yes, it's about myself uh, doing something such as this. And I want to make you understand that when you make this decision, you have to get all of the informed advice, all the informed data to make sure that you make an informed decision. So, so, so that gave me a little bit of solitude to know, hey, you know what? I think I made the right decision, and I know I did. At this point, I know I did. So, once again, it's about enforcing this decision by doing what you need to do. Control the things that you can control. So I controlled me making sure that I did not mess up my head, the bandages, or anything like that um, prior, because I needed to make sure that I kept my head stabilized, I kept it safe, and kept it out of way to whereas um, the implants were not compromised by me rolling around and stuff like that. And making sure my grafts were safe also, because the grafts are also has to be, because your head has to readjust itself. So pretty much that was it. They will, I would say, please do your research on the companies. Um, Even though I'm going to give you my recommendation um, at a particular time. Um, but I will say just to make sure that you have to look for consistency in the hair transplant process, more so of anything. So, for example, you're going to see the methods that they use, most companies use the few method, and there's another method that I forgot because I knew that that was the method I didn't want to do because that method required them actually cutting open your skull and putting like just doing things that were more gory to me. So the food transplant was just more simple, you know. Well, it's kind of like simple, but it's not, as I explained in the earlier vlogs. But it's still the better choice for me, and it's my recommendation that if you can get the few uh, method, please get it. But if there's a situation where you're here or the situation is complex, and if you really want it done, there is a second method. But be warned that it's going to be a little bit more aggressive as far as what they do to your head, and your head taking on more trauma. Um, so um, as I was leaving, they gave me you know, I received the paperwork, uh, a copy of the paperwork that I actually filled out, which was nice of them to do. Um, which I appreciated. And then they also made sure that I am staying in contact with one of their individuals to make sure that I'm following up with my care, which is something as a consumer you should also want as well. So I am now linked up with a person that's on WhatsApp app, so they'll be checking in with me. If I have any issues, I can always WhatsApp app them and say, hey, look, I'm experiencing this, what's going on, or any type of advice, stuff like that. Um, so when I get back to the States, I'm pretty sure I'm going to probably do my own first shampoo and stuff like that. I elected to um, just take uh, the package of shampoo that came along with my overall fee for the surgery and stuff like that, which was included, because based on my research, um, I felt like that was enough for me. Now that situation might change, but I felt like that was enough for me. And companies will offer you. I'm not going to subject to the one because I was offered a package, uh, level tiers packages of post care shampoos, but it was only as an option. But the way that they made it sound like it was almost like it was mandatory, but it was still an option. If you get what I'm saying. So um, that's going to be an emotional decision for you. If you want to really secure the win and feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take all these extra topical stuff and maybe it's going to do me better, then if you feel like you can plow out the extra dollars for that and do that, then by all means. But you still have to follow the foundational post care, which is making sure that you protect your head, um, because that's going to be around for a while. Making sure that you are not doing any strenuous exercises or any type of sudden movements like quick bends up and stuff like that. Things of that nature that you will get. Um, Making sure that you don't get your hair wet. Making sure that you carefully shampoo your hair. Making sure that you are taking your medical protocols. Making sure that you're doing all of the things foundationally that's going to help with the hair growth. So, so I felt like anything outside of that, and I did ask that individual, as long as if I do the foundational things, will I be okay? And to that person's credit, they said, in essence, yes, um, it will, but to increase the chances to make sure to ensure success, to ensure. So I feel like if you take all of the other stuff that they're giving you and you don't do the other stuff, you know, and that could be a trap because you figure, oh, well, they're giving me all these other serums and this other stuff. And if so, I don't have to worry about all that other stuff. No, no. you do what got you here in the first place. So again, but based on my research and based on other things that I discovered, it's a good option to have if you want it. I'm not going to say, oh, don't do it, but based on how I was feeling socially, economically, and emotionally with that, I forego that. Now, I can always go back to it if I feel like, the situation. And be honest with you, if I feel like I made a mistake, but I don't think I did with that, I would alert you guys to that. But I don't think that would be the case. So when you get advised to take additional supplementation of hair, post transplant hair care supplements via like just whatever you have to put on your head topically and stuff like that, and you know they have this roll therapy that they use. Um, it's up to you, and you have to really, 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 really make that decision to see if you want to do that. So, and I knew some people because there were other clients here, that was around, so I see them. So there was some clients that I saw that did take, some clients that took, like, it looked like it was like tier 1, some clients that took tier 2, sometimes that took all of it, and there was some clients that didn't take any of it. So again, it's more of a personal, knowing the information and making a informed decision for yourself. Because again, it's, at the end of the day, those are only options. So, and I feel that if it was mandatory, if they felt like this was part of the regime they would have to enforce that. They would have to, because as a company, they're not going to want to look like, okay, we're charging for these surgeries, we're doing the surgeries, and it's not, it's not good, because they won't get good testimonials, they won't get good feedback, and it's not good for business. So that's why the things that they mandate, they are mandating, as I stated earlier. So that is the math on that situation. So I am here now. It's about maybe 4 or 5 hours till flight time. I'm leaving my hotel 4 hours before to get to the airport. Traffic in Istanbul is crazy. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm very, very, very. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm very surprised on how some of the roads are. It's really like, some of the roads are really sophisticated, and then some of the roads are like, oh, okay, this is part of the Ottoman Empire, if you know social studies. And there's that mixture of that. There's roads that are old school roads, is basically what I'm saying, and they got new school roads. Um, but um, but I will say that right now, from touchdown to departing, I am sincerely happy at the experience that I'm having. And and there's just like an emotional optimism about me, because it's not over yet. Let's be clear. It is not over. But I am being a good soldier, and that's what I want you to be too. You have to be a soldier or a soldierette, because I know women are in this too. You got to make, and make no mistake, I did see the girls here. The girls were here, and they were getting themselves done too, as far as the hair transplants and stuff like that. I saw them. Today I saw them for the first time. They are here. So they are here getting it done. So now again, there'll be some other things, again, there'll be some, some reservations that you might have. But again, I'm sharing with you the real to real, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a flight back in 4 hours. And I'm pretty sure, because I tracked the flights with you guys before, it's going to mirror back the same situation. So I don't feel that it's necessary for me to vlog myself going back home. Not at this point. I'm going to sleep on the plane. I'm going to make sure that I'm upright. Well, once I'm up, my head is safe. Oh, and also, please do not put anything on your head once you get to this stage. And again, listen to the instructions based on that. You know, that is important to make sure. They say that you can wear a bucket hat, you know, but again, if my appearance didn't look decent, I might consider that, because they say at least a bucket hat, you know, like a fisherman hat, it doesn't really hit the dome. But again, I'm going to take the most extreme measures to protect my head and to protect the work of those surgeons. And you have to do that. All right. So, and I'm so happy that it looks presentable enough for me just to walk around, and I don't look like a freakazoid. You know, I don't look like a freakazoid. I remember I had a head injury when I was younger, and they shaved part of my head to do the stitches. And it looks like that in a way. It still looks normal. So if someone sees it, they probably say, oh, well, maybe he had a head injury or something, and one part of his hair is back, you know, but it doesn't look royally abnormal as how I was seeing it. And that was another thing also really quick. That was a good surprise as well. I, you know, when doing research and seeing the post-ops and certain things like that, and my concern was like, I don't know if I want to be out in public looking like that, or you know, for a certain period of time, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the downtime. But I realized, no, this this looks decent, and every day as you take care of yourself, it will subside, and you'll start to look more like your normal self. Um, I know, you know, I do have a fairly big head, but my head is not this big. It's not. I still have the effects of the Novocaine in my head still. I literally still feel it. I still feel the numbness in the head. So, and that's why the medications did help to bring it down, to water it out and stuff like that. So, um, once those things start to, you know, start to recede, it's going to even look better. But I'm not afraid to walk outside like this. And that's a plus, just so you know. So, if you decide to, um, um, look at other videos and stuff like that, you won't be betraying me, but I'm just letting you know that don't be frightened by that, because I'm giving you the real. Um, from my experiences and what I saw from other people too, they didn't look as bad as I saw it on the videos as well. They all look, after the wash, everybody looks good. Everybody looks like they can walk in public and it's okay. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. So, um, yeah, so that's it for now. And I'm going to probably do a weekly vlog. I'm going to do a weekly vlog when I get back to the States. And so I'm able to give you weekly updates and just any type of things that, you know, that was coming to my mind, you know, as far as the experience and stuff like that, because I think that's important, because I think that you want to have all of any type of information, the nooks and crannies, making sure that you know, if you're going to take the leap, that it's going to be a proper leap. And that's all I'm saying. All right. So, I hope you fellas, and gals are having a good day, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are at the part of the world. And, I'll be in touch. Peace.